In the world of football, where power and size often reign supreme, there are still small warriors who defy expectations. They may not be tall, but they possess hearts of steel, incredible speed, and unbreakable willpower. Here are the top 10 shortest players in NFL history, the legendary, small but mighty heroes. Kyler Murray, the mini gentleman who redefined the modern NFL. In a world of giants, where quarterbacks usually stand close to 2 meters tall, emerged a name that stood just 1.78 meters. Kyler Murray, the small-statured man who dared to challenge every stereotype. From high school, Murray was already a phenomenon. He earned the Gatorade Player of the Year award and stunned the entire nation as a dual-sport prodigy in both baseball and football. But instead of taking the safe route to MLB, Murray chose to chase his NFL dream, a league where everyone said he was too short to be a quarterback. Then, in 2019, the Arizona Cardinals made a bold move, selecting him number 1 overall in the NFL draft, making Murray the shortest quarterback ever to be chosen first overall. It shocked the football world, but it didn't take long for Murray to prove them right. He didn't rely on height. He had speed, agility, and radar-like vision. His scrambles left defenders spinning, his movement unpredictable, and every play with the ball in his hands felt like a ticking highlight waiting to explode. By 2021, Murray had led the Cardinals to the playoffs and earned a Pro Bowl selection, becoming the face of a new generation of quarterbacks, smaller, faster, and sharper than ever. He showed the world that you don't need to be tall to see the top, you just need the courage to look up and keep climbing. Kyler Murray, the mini gentleman, didn't just break the mold. He redefined what a quarterback could be, proving that in the NFL, it's not about who stands taller, but about who dares to dream higher. Deuce Vaughn, the tiny warrior of the Dallas Cowboys. In a league where running backs often look like armored tanks, Deuce Vaughn, standing just 1.65 meters tall and weighing a little over 80 kilograms, has forced the NFL to rethink the very meaning of limitations. Vaughn emerged from Kansas State University, where he was the heart and soul of the offense, leading the team in rushing yards, receiving yards, and touchdowns. But what truly set him apart wasn't just the stats, it was how he did it. Fast, elusive, and utterly fearless. When the Dallas Cowboys selected him in the 6th round of the 2023 NFL Draft, few expected that he would become one of the most emotional and inspiring stories of the year. During the draft, Deuce's father, a Cowboys scout, tearfully called his son and said, "Son, this is Dad, calling on behalf of the Dallas Cowboys. You've been drafted." That heartfelt moment spread across social media not just because it was touching, but because it symbolized hope, love, and a dream shared between 2 generations. On the field, Deuce is more than just a rookie. He's a small storm who darts through tight gaps, bursts past defenders, and does things no one thought a 1.65-meter player could do. Deuce Vaughn may not fit the traditional NFL mold, but he stands as living proof that when your passion is big enough, height doesn't matter because your heart has already reached the top. Trindon Holliday, the mini Flash of the NFL. If speed were a superpower, then Trindon Holliday would be the Flash of the NFL. Standing only 1.65 meters tall and weighing less than 80 kilograms, every time he touched the ball, fans would hold their breath. Because within just a few seconds, he'd vanish from defenders' sight. Holliday entered the NFL in 2010, after a brilliant track career at LSU, where he was one of the fastest sprinters in the United States. Many mocked his small stature, but Holliday turned it into a weapon. His compact frame allowed him to move with drone-like agility, zigzagging through towering defenders and pulling off return plays that seemed almost impossible. His defining moment came during the 2012 to 2013 season with the Denver Broncos, when Holliday became the only player in NFL history to score both a punt return touchdown and a kick return touchdown in the same playoff game. A rare feat that brought the crowd to its feet and earned him the nickname, the Lightning Man. Though he was never the biggest star, Trindon Holliday proved that height can't measure speed, and size can't measure heart. He didn't need to be tall to shine, just a tiny gap, a flash of light, and he was gone. Trindon Holliday stands as living proof that in the NFL, you don't have to be a giant to achieve something extraordinary. Tarik Cohen, the human joystick of the NFL. If you've ever played a video game and thought no one could move that fast in real life, you haven't seen Tarik Cohen. Standing only 1.68 meters tall, every time he touched the ball, fans felt like they were watching a highlight reel in fast forward. Nicknamed the human joystick, Cohen was drafted by the Chicago Bears in the 4th round of the 2017 NFL Draft. When he entered the league, many doubted him, How could a guy under 1.70 meters survive among defenders nearly 2 meters tall? It didn't take long for Cohen to silence them all. With lightning-quick cuts, dazzling spin moves, and video game-like agility, he became the Bears' secret weapon. In 2018, Cohen exploded for over 1,500 total yards and earned a Pro Bowl selection, proving once again that small can still mean spectacular. But what truly defines Tarik Cohen isn't just his skill, it's his resilience. He endured heartbreaking tragedy, losing 2 brothers in separate accidents, yet refused to let grief consume him. Instead, he rose again, returning to the field, running with the strength of someone carrying more than just a football, but a promise to his family. Tarik Cohen isn't just one of the smallest players in the NFL, he's one of its biggest hearts. He taught the entire sports world a timeless truth: height might limit your view, but willpower will always break through barriers. Darren Sproles, the tiny giant of the Super Bowl. In NFL history, there have been thousands of players bigger and stronger, but very few have left a legacy as unforgettable as Darren Sproles, the man who stood just 1.68 meters tall yet carried the heart and determination of a true warrior. Sproles began his journey with the San Diego Chargers, where he quickly became every defense's worst nightmare. With explosive speed, elite change of direction ability, and hands as strong as steel, he wasn't just a running back, he was a multi-purpose weapon, capable of running, catching, and returning kicks with equal brilliance. When he joined the New Orleans Saints, Sproles truly exploded onto the scene. In 2011, he set an NFL record with over 2,696 all-purpose yards, an unbelievable number for a player under 1.70 meters tall. No one expected someone so small to have such an enormous impact. But the pinnacle of his career came with the Philadelphia Eagles, when he helped lead the team to victory in Super Bowl 52, 2018. Sproles didn't just lift the Lombardi Trophy, he lifted the idea of what's possible when willpower outweighs physical size. Throughout his career, he amassed over 19,000 all-purpose yards, ranking among the top 5 in NFL history, inspiring generations of players who came after him. Darren Sproles, the true, tiny giant, never needed height to reach greatness, only a fearless heart. Because in the NFL, height can be measured with a ruler, but greatness is measured by legend. Jakeem Grant, the Phantom Storm of the Miami Dolphins. In a league where most wide receivers tower close to 2 meters tall, Jakeem Grant, standing only 1.68 meters, defied every expectation and became a nightmare for defenses everywhere. Born in Texas, Grant grew up believing one thing: height doesn't define who you are, speed does. And he proved it with legs that moved like a storm. Joining the Miami Dolphins in 2016, Grant was considered too small to survive as a wide receiver. But it took just one return for everyone to realize he didn't need size when he was too fast to be touched. Each stride he took looked like a blur on fast forward, leaving defenders grasping at air as the ball flew past them. During the 2018 season, Grant emerged as one of the NFL's most dangerous return specialists, delivering electrifying touchdown runs that made entire stadiums erupt. In 2021, he was selected to the Pro Bowl, finally earning the recognition he had long deserved after years of doubt. But Jakeem Grant's greatness isn't just measured in speed, it's in resilience. After suffering a severe injury that nearly ended his career, he refused to quit. As he once said, "I was born to run, and nothing will ever stop me from doing it." Jakeem Grant, the Phantom Storm of the NFL, stands as proof that when you're fast enough to outrun everything in your way, height no longer matters. Boston Scott, the Giant Killer, who toppled the Titans. In the world of football, nicknames often reflect a player's true essence. And when it comes to Boston Scott, few fit better than Giant Killer, the man who made a career out of slaying giants. Standing just 1.68 meters, Scott was never considered NFL material. No one believed a player his size could earn a spot in the Philadelphia Eagles' backfield, a unit known for power, size, and muscle. But Scott didn't care about the doubts. He only cared about one thing: proving he belonged. Then came his moment every time the Eagles faced their archrival, the New York Giants. Boston Scott would take the field and transform into the Giants' worst nightmare. He scored over 10 touchdowns against them alone, earning the nickname Giant Killer from fans and commentators alike. He didn't need size to dominate, only speed, explosiveness, and razor-sharp cuts that sliced through defenses like a blade. Every burst of his was proof that when your heart is bigger than your fear, no opponent is truly a giant. Beyond the stats, Boston Scott's story is one of perseverance. From being cut from his college team to becoming an NFL hero, his journey stands as a declaration: you can be small, but no one has the right to call you weak. Boston Scott, the giant killer, made the entire NFL bow its head in respect to a man small in stature, but mighty in spirit. Maurice Jones-Drew, the mini-tank of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When people think of power, they imagine massive muscles, broad shoulders, and mountain-like bodies. But if you've ever seen Maurice Jones-Drew, standing just 1.70 meters tall and weighing under 95 kilograms, you'll understand that true strength isn't about size, it's about impact. Born in California, Jones-Drew, or simply MJD, embodied the phrase, power in motion. At UCLA, he shocked everyone with his fearless running style, lowering his shoulders and bulldozing through defenders a head taller than him. When the Jacksonville Jaguars selected him in the second round of the 2006 NFL Draft, no one predicted he'd become one of the best running backs of his generation. MJD became the definition of a mini-tank, low to the ground, built like a cannonball, and nearly impossible to bring down. He ran with explosive force, crashing through defenses like a steel-breaking projectile. In 2011, Jones-Drew led the entire NFL in rushing yards, racking up over 1,600 yards, cementing himself as the heart and soul of the Jaguars for years. But what fans loved most wasn't just his stats, it was his spirit. Every time he touched the ball, MJD seemed to shout, "I don't need to be tall, I just need to keep moving forward." And move forward he did, smashing through limits, silencing critics, and earning his place as a true Jaguars legend. Maurice Jones-Drew, the mini-tank, proved once and for all that height is just a number, but real strength lives in a heart that never stops. Lionel Little Train, James, the small locomotive that defied every limit. Before the NFL was filled with modern-day, tiny warriors, there was one man who paved the way: Lionel Little Train James, standing only 1.68 meters, yet carrying the power of a speeding locomotive. In the 1980s, when the San Diego Chargers were known for their explosive offense, James, a small, overlooked player from Auburn University, arrived as a mystery. Most thought he was too small to survive in a league full of giants. But then, the little train started to move, and nothing could stop him. In the 1985 season, Lionel James made history with 2,535 all-purpose yards, breaking the NFL record at the time, an unbelievable feat for a man of his size. He became a symbol of speed, resilience, and defiance against physical expectations. Every time James touched the ball, the crowd erupted. He weaved through defenders, shifted directions in a blur, and charged forward like a runaway train. Commentators dubbed him Little Train, the unstoppable locomotive that never slowed down. Though his career was shortened by injuries, Lionel James left behind a monumental legacy, not through trophies, but through inspiration. He proved that you don't need to be big to make a big impact, you just need to never stop moving. Lionel Little Train, James remains an enduring symbol of determination and passion, forever racing down the legendary tracks of NFL history. Jack "Soapy" Shapiro, the shortest player in NFL history. In the world of football, where giants weighing over 100 kilograms collide like thunder, it's hard to believe that a man standing only 1.50 meters once set foot on an NFL field. That man was Jack "Soapy" Shapiro, a small name with one of the greatest stories in league history. In 1929, Shapiro played for the New York Giants. Though he only appeared in a single game, that was enough to etch his name into the NFL record books as the shortest player ever to play professionally. He didn't have blazing runs or miraculous touchdowns, but what made Shapiro a legend was his unyielding spirit. In an era when height was seen as a mandatory ticket to survive in the NFL, Shapiro proved the opposite, that true strength isn't found in muscles, but in the heart and courage within. From an ordinary NYU student, he defied every doubt to wear the Giants' #1 jersey, and with just a few minutes on the field, Shapiro carved a lasting legacy in American football history. Nearly a century later, the name Jack "Soapy" Shapiro still stands as a symbol of belief and determination, a timeless reminder that sometimes, being small is exactly what makes you truly great. And that's the top 10 shortest players in NFL history, the men who refused to let height define their dreams. They are living proof that in sports, it's willpower, not size, that takes you to the true heights of greatness. If you felt inspired by these tiny warriors, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next motivational sports stories. This is Gridiron Zone, where football isn't just a game. It's a story of heart, courage, and relentless determination.